Ghana, and then the Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance. He sits on so many boards like Telecel Ghana and Securus Insurance Brokers. Sir, you're welcome to MGA Dialogue Series once again.
Thank you very much, Alberta, and happy to be here.
Okay, thank you very much for always making time for us. Moving on, we introduce our special guest, and then he is a Pan-African business executive and leadership coach with over 20 decades of cross-sector experience, spanning telecommunication, financial services, FMCG, renewable energy, and social enterprise. He's known for driving transformation across industries and borders. He has led commercial, operational, and consumer-centric turnarounds in more than 15 African markets. He's also a managing director of Ziga Energy and Zola Electrics, guided by faith, integrity, and passion. He holds a doctorate in business leadership and master's in business research from the SBS Swiss Business School. He's currently the head of consumer banking at Calban. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Mr. Stephen Essien. Most people like to call him chairman. So chairman, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alberta. And good evening to everyone listening to me right now.
Good evening, Chairman. It's so good to have you here. Thank you for making time for us today. And moving on, I want to encourage you that we are streaming live on LinkedIn and YouTube. So whoever cannot join us on Zoom, there is an opportunity for you to join us on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. MGA Consult. You follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube, and you will get everything live. The session will run for 1 hour, 30 minutes, including your questions and answers as well. So prepare all your questions. Sometimes you get some thesis questions, but we still try. Yes, like my boss would say, we will try and answer them for you. At this point, I would hand over the whole show to Mr. Michael Abiu.
Thank you very much, Alberta, and good afternoon to all of you. It's another exciting session, and I'm excited already. Yesterday, I was talking to Stephen, and already we believe that there's going to be an interesting discussion today. In my career, and I have been asked a question. How do you achieve sales success? How are you able to maintain, your sales revenue figures and grow? As I was working for other institutions, as well as, as I started MJ Consulting. How are you able to achieve that? And one of the things that I've always told sales leaders is that there's none of us that can be able to achieve these sales targets without the people we work with. And you realize that if you are selling and you are doing it alone, there's only an extent you can get to. You'll be stuck. True sales success comes from working within teams and building other people and getting them to have capacity to even do far more better than the way you do. And this is achieved through coaching, empowering your sales team, members. And today we want to have a discussion on that subject. How do we empower our sales teams and focus, and there are a lot of things that we can do to empower sales teams, but one key one which research has shown that can grow your team member over 300% is through effective coaching, and that is why we are humbled by your presence, Stephen. So good afternoon, Stephen.
Michael, good afternoon. I'm very excited to be here.
Yes. I think today will be exciting. Coaching, as much as such a powerful tool, you go from company to company, and you don't see the existence of a coaching and mentoring program. And we'll come to why. But let's start off by taking your opening thoughts. This whole environment of empowering sales team through coaching. What do you think about that? Is this something we should even look at all?
Michael, I mean, I have been in this space for quite a long time with over 27 years working experience. I've been in the commercial space close to 20.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think the internet is messing us up. We'll wait for Stephen to connect again. I was changing my internet. I thought it was from me. But listeners, if you're here today, we are treating the topic empowering sales teams to excel through effective coaching. Empowering sales team to excel through effective coaching. And I was just introducing the subject matter and saying that for all of us sales leaders, our success is based on how effective we are able to mobilize our teams to produce. For instance, whatever organization you work for, you have targets of, let's say, 100 million, 50 million, 20 million. And one of the things that is clear and you will understand is this. You as a person alone have a limit to what you can do, has a limit to your productivity, where you can be at the same time, and who you can interact with. So what becomes extremely important is how then do you harness your team members in order to be able to produce effectively when it comes to what we can do. So and as we're waiting for Stephen to join, these are critical things that we will be discussing today, and we'll be looking at, for instance, what is the role of coaching in sales performance? What are some of the things that we need to consider when we look at coaching, and we look at it in relation to sales performance? And then we'll also be discussing how do we develop and encourage sales talents within our teams. And so it's going to be exciting. Please do stick and stay. Remember that if you're unable to connect, assuming you drop off, you're unable to connect, we're live on YouTube. So please, check out our YouTube page. Check out the message that is sent to you when you try to connect, and get through to our YouTube page, and let's connect from there. Stephen, I don't know if Stephen is back. I'm sure that Stephen will be trying to connect. The room is full.
Exactly.
So,
He's trying to connect. So I'm trying to get him on.
Alan, Albert. So I'm trying to create the space for him. Apologies, Mr. Stephen. Dr. Stephen Essien number tripped. but we are looking at getting him back on. So give us a bit of time whilst we get him to join.
So Chairman will be connecting shortly, but before that, we have some expectations from our participants here. And the first expectation is coming from Emmanuel Ofori, and he is the Director, Innovation, Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. He says, my expectation is to learn the approach to effective coaching in the public sector. Wow, this is interesting. In the public sector, mostly, I think, yes, the focus is in the private sector. We are looking at how to coach people to take over us. But in the public sector, he has given us a different perspective. And I'm sure that Mr. Abiu and Chairman Essien will tackle this. And then Emmanuel Ofori will have a solution to that. The next one is also coming from Esther Love Akuno. Esther says, Senior Relationship Manager at Star Life. That's where she is, Star Life Assurance. And she's expecting her training skills to be sharpened. That's her expectation. And Esther, this is the right place to be. And you come here and testify. The last time we did this with Reverend, we were expecting a lot of testimonies. So today will be another session of testimonies. So Ananit Tay, he's the Assistant Internal Relationship and Claims Officer for Goodwill Insurance Brokers. He says, my expectation by the end of this webinar is to know how to effectively take along a sales team of sales personnel in an organization. So we have these expectations here. And then Chairman, by now, I'm sure he's joined us. Chairman, please, are you here with us now?
Yes, Alberta, I'm here.
Okay, then smoothly I hand you over to Mr. Abiu to continue the conversation.
That's when technology disappoints you.
So, Chairman, you're welcome back.
Thank you very
We're
much.
patiently waiting for you. The audience is ready and eager. So, what are your initial thoughts?
So that's a good question. I was going to say before my line went off and say the question asks about sales and coaching. We can't separate the two. We can't separate. There's no way we can separate the two because sales are all about performance, and anyone who is always on the center stage to perform, there is a need for a coach. We can take it in different ways, in diverse ways.
Chairman, it seems your video is off.
Yes,
I think.
I was bringing it back on.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay.
Right, good. So we can take it in diverse ways from anyone who performance is expected of, from an athlete, so that's orchestra, somebody who performs on the stage. There must be somebody, dancer, even a rapper, a musician. There's always a coach. Coaching helps you to unearth talent within the person itself. So it's important a salesperson must have a coach. You know, you rightly said that most of organizations, we don't put coaching in there, but clearly data shows that all high-performing individuals have coaches. The organizations that do perform well in terms of, commercial space, making all the moves, their salespeople are on point, have coaches. And data-driven research has shown that it's important we have coaches within the organization, especially for the commercial space.
Let me start, from this angle and just to pick your thought. Somebody like me, do I need a coach?
Everyone needs a coach. Even the coach needs a coach. So, I mean, Michael, in my other life, I'm a fully ICF accredited coach. I am a full professional coach. I hold PCC coaching. I I'm done with masters in coaching, just that
Yes.
I've not written my examination to get a master's in coaching. So I'm a fully
Yes.
coach. And sometimes I get some of the clients who come as coaches and I ask myself, this guy doesn't need a coach. But within them, they don't need a coach. You know, from the top rank of Citibanks, even the CEOs need coaches. Because when we get to high performance levels, we always need somebody at the back who will pause and reflect and ask you some questions for you to go through your mind. Sometimes it's very stressful. We know sales is stressful. The targets are changing, numbers are changing us. So everybody needs a coach. And the difference or the mistake most people see or do is they pick mentors as coaches. So we have the role of a coach, we have the role of a mentor, we have the role of a therapist. Some people call themselves the sales therapist.
Yeah.
If that's when the thing is dying, they need to revive the person. So we have different, but
I don't think I've gotten to that level yet.
so everyone needs a coach. You know, the sales manager needs a coach. The sales representative needs a coach. The sales agent needs a coach. The sales director needs a coach. So coaching is not for only the low performers. Even high performers to do more, they need a coach. So I'll probably say that everybody needs a coach.
So, we've not really started. This is just, around the bushes. And also to ask you this question. Should the coaches come from the organization? Or coaches can come, outside an organization and be on a coaching program within an organization?
One of the key things for coaching, or three things I'll mention. First, coaching turns weakness into abilities, right? They build consistency, right? They also strengthen resilience. And one of the underpinning, should I say, guardrails for coaching is trust. If I don't trust you, you can't be my coach. So research again shows that when people are from outside, let me take you, Michael. You come into my organization. My people, my salespeople are very confident talking to you than talking to me. Some of the things probably I do wrong, that's what is affecting coaching. They can't unearth it because, it's a typical hierarchy, my boss, so I can't say it. Some of the things that are bothering them probably is from home. They are scared of victimization, so they might not bring it up. So the best performers, when they get coached outside the organization, where there's transparency, there's trust, there's confidentiality, they open up to really tell you what exactly the problem is, and the coach helps them. So from where I am, selfishly, I would say when a coach is coming from outside, brings more value and beneficial to an internal coach. An internal coach comes to the coaching with some stereotyped mind. Coach wants you to behave the way the business wants. He will guide you based on the business principles. But somebody from outside comes with what the global standards are, what the world standards are, what he has seen and heard from different industries. So it gives you a better perspective. So a coach from outside is more beneficial than a coach coming from internal.
Oh, good. So it means that I'm expecting Stephen to invite me to come in to Cowbank to do some coaching. But I need to announce to our participants, those who are online, that you should have your note and paper by now. Those of us who are used to this platform, you know that there's going to be a lot of apport and there's a lot of new things that you are going to have. You can't find it in any book because our questions are not what is and what is that. No. We're going to go to what the issues really are and we're going to address it. So if you don't have your pen and paper ready, this is a good time for you to start looking for one. But let me now come back to script, and apologies for taking you off there. But let's come back to script and look at how can coaching be effective, either on the individual or on a team.
Right.
What should we do? We want practical steps. And my pen is ready. How can we make coaching effective?
So yes, I already mentioned the three things I personally expect coaching to do.
Mhm.
One is changing the weak person into a capable person, also
Mhm.
building consistency in what we do, and then building resilience. But the effective coaching comes under what I call the 4 Ps, right?
Mm.
The person you are coaching or the person doing the coaching is not important.
Mm.
Number one, the process in which the coaching is going to happen is important.
Mm.
Number three, the process is also very important. The process
Mm.
of the coaching. I've mentioned the number one is person, the second one is the process. The third one is the problem statement, the problem we want to address.
Mm.
And the last one is the place where the coaching must happen. If you want it to be very effective, these are the
Mm.
4 things. Let me repeat: the person, the process, the problem, and then the place,
Mm.
right? So if I
Yes.
want to coach Michael on something, I need to make sure Michael is in a very sound mind.
Mm.
It's not when Michael has rushed out from town to come and do his sales report and I want to
Mm.
catch him and coach him. No.
Mm.
Michael must prepare and be ready to come and speak to me. The
Mm.
place is not where in the midst of people. I mean, Michael definitely quarrel. We all know how our egos are. So I need to make
No,
sure that
yeah, please take your time for us. Some of us are writing, and I want us to digest this 4 Ps more effectively.
right.
So, for instance, when we talk about the person,
Yeah,
I have heard that effective coaching happens when the coachee wants to be coached
exactly. So the
and
person,
agrees to be coached, and
exactly,
then the coach also is ready to coach the coachee.
exactly.
Uh,
So
uh,
the
uh,
person,
uh, is that what captures the person?
exactly, the person.
Mm.
So who are you coaching? Is the
Mm.
person ready for the coaching or not?
Yeah.
When you go
Mm.
into coaching, maybe the excess of coaching, probably you can't coach your own brother, you can't coach your
Yes.
own son. So the person, maybe I summarize it as the person. Is the
Mm-hmm.
person ready for the coaching? The person aligned with you on the coaching? The
Mm.
person is, well understood that I
Mm.
want to be coached.
Mm.
That's the level of the person I'm referring
Uh, uh,
to.
and that would be the first stage.
Yes, exactly. The
Good.
first.
Good. Good. Then you moved on to look at the process.
The process. How
Yes.
is the coaching going to be done?
Mm.
Coaching don't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
A coach's responsibility is ask you questions to unearth your
Mm.
hidden talent, the hidden talent. So
Mm.
that's the difference between a coach and a mentor.
Mm.
A mentor tells you what to do, and a
Yeah.
mentor is based on experience, but a coach asks you questions.
Mm.
So if I spend 45 minutes with you as a coach, my duty is to ask you questions to bring you to your realization.
Yeah.
It's not me telling you that, Michael, this is how you need to do sales. No. The coach asks you questions so that you
Mm.
yourself, you build up your own point to get
Mm.
to a point that you feel that this is me. So
Mm.
that's the process of coaching. So
Yeah.
coaching has rudiments.
Yes. I have had conversations with HR directors and with organizations that says that, okay, yeah, we have a coaching program. And then you ask for what is the process, and we've not documented.
Yeah.
And I remember I was doing a research on coaching, and I was looking at the process and how elaborate the structure is.
Yeah.
So in terms of process, how do we get it right? How do we structure it? I'm trying to get you to take your time on this 4 key areas because I believe it basically summarizes a lot of things that we are going to discuss today. But how do we get them to understand that there's a process to coaching? It's not
Yes.
just that you say, Stephen, come and coach my person and you are done. This is a form complete and then we are gone. But there must be some thoughts on it. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the reason why we begin by saying the difference between mentorship. What people do here is mentorship most of the times, but they
Mm.
call it coaching, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a call to action for us to organize a coaching session for all sales managers in one
Yes.
room. You know that? in one room. But
No,
the
but I
process,
like the way you are saying. It means that MG is getting job in a short time. So,
you know what I mean? Right. So the process is elaborate, as you rightly said, based on the
yeah.
research, right? The first is getting to what we call an agreement space or stage where you and I agree that yes, I need to be you need to be a coachee, I need to be a coach, right? And from there, I need to make sure that you are in the right frame of mind. And then from there, I need to make sure that we establish the reason why we're having a coaching session. So we don't start a coaching session with a focus area, and the next minute it diverts into a different conversation. So coaching, that 45 minutes or 30 minutes is structured, and we all agree. By the fifth minute, we are agreeing on what will be the key takeout from our meeting.
Yeah.
So it's a structured approach. It's structured. So if I have 9 weeks of training with you, coaching with you, the first week must have a theme. What are we agreeing on? What are we trying to address? The second week is what are we trying to address? It's not a scattered conversation. We can bring some of the past issues into the present, but each training, each coaching session must come out clearly, and we must leave with, as it's not a 9-day wonder. It's not just a day's job. I mean, some of us use a year plus to go through school to learn how to coach. So this coaching exercise is not just here. So I think, I mean, as I said, we have a job now. We should just organize proper sales coaching, tutorials for people to come and listen, and then we go through it. Yeah.
So mostly we try to keep the platform a bit more practical, and I just want to look at something very specific. When it comes to coaching within the sales environment, we say that the coach is, like as you indicated earlier, is to find a weakness and then convert that weakness to an ability.
Yes.
Now, some of the weaknesses that we find amongst our team, and then we therefore put them on coaching programs, as for instance, selling skills, or how to improve conversion rates, or how to manage relationship with customers, or even how to boost confidence of the salesperson. Please give me some practical, things. If I'm a sales leader, I'm listening to you. What can I do in order to convert this person from a weakness where the person doesn't have confidence into a state where the person now would have confidence?
So the things you mentioned, I'll say the last one, which is the confidence point, that is coaching. The rest need training. We don't have to mix training and coaching. We don't have to mix training and coaching. So clearly, when it comes about confidence, yes, those ones, we can have the coaching process, because confidence is not something you pick one day. It's where the person is coming from, the person's experience in life, the person's exposure. All these things come in to form the person's confidence, right? A typical sales guy who went to a boys' school probably will not be able to sell lady stuff, but who went to a mess school. So these are the things as a leader you check the person's background and the product fits. Some people are born natural salespeople. When you give him ice, he'll sell it to the Eskimo people who live in, he'll sell it. But some people too, their experience, their background also factor in. Those ones you can coach the person out. But there are a few things: building relationship, how to sell. These are practical training needs that must be done. So it's always good to separate a coaching need and a training need. The coaching is mostly person's attitude and character and behaviors. But the knowledge bit is training. So we break that into two, and then we can address that.
Okay. So, let me take you to also another environment where, and then I want to pick your thought on that. People say that if coaching is done effectively, you are able to unearth hidden talents.
Yeah.
Is that true? And if yes, how do we achieve that? Because sometimes, we see potential within the organization, and therefore we want to be able to unearth the areas that we believe would help them achieve to their maximum. As sales leaders, how do we do that? Where do we start?
So that one, coaching, one of the jobs you do is creating scenarios and let the person see it. So in coaching, we use metaphors a lot. We use metaphors a lot to just open the person's mind. Your main job as a coach is to open the person's mind. If the person is selling, I probably, when I have a sales guy, I want to coach. I want to find out what I can let the person see. So if you're a sales guy who earns commission, and I know that with your potential, you can earn maybe 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
How would I give you a figure that if you work hard, you get 10,000 Ghana cedis? I'll create a picture of that 10,000 Ghana cedis and let you imagine it.
Yeah.
Right. And, if I can tell you that, well, you're a sales guy, you're doing pretty well. But can I ask you a question? Imagine 8,000 being saved every month. How much is it for the year? In 12 months, how much is it? That person will tell me that, 96,000 Ghana cedis. Amazing. 96,000 can be yours if you do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've moved the person from just the hard figure and say, go and sell, into a future where the person will now see.
Yeah.
So that's coaching. You let the person see the bigger picture than telling the person, oh, do this and do that and do that and do that. Now it creates the picture. So the person himself will sit down and say, So now if I say yes, then I ask, what do you think you can do? The person will tell me that, okay, now I need to double up my prospecting skills. I need to speak to 20 people instead of 10 people. You see, now the person is designing his or her personal daily life because I have been able to create a 96,000 in his head for future. So when I'm able to create future, and then the guy will design how he's going to get there. That is coaching. But mentorship, I would probably come and say, you need to come to work at 6:55. You do your call plan by this morning. You do it this way. That's mentorship. But coaching is just telling him, look, you can be in my seat. You can be director of sales in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I want to be. How do you think you can be there? Oh, I need to achieve my numbers. I need to do this. Then how do you achieve your numbers? So the person will build it gradually, him or herself, to the point. That's how we let coaching become effective when we are dealing with the people.
Okay. So I know that there's a question that we will be asked. And so I want to, and the question will be that when we started the 4Ps, after process, we decided to move on. And so I want us to finish the 4Ps because I'm sure somebody has just written that question ready to ask. So I think we looked at the person, we looked at the process, and then we looked at the problem statement. So what is the problem statement when we are looking at those 4 key areas?
So you go into a coaching session with a purpose. So the problem is the purpose for the day. What will be the statement? What will be the key thing we want to address?
Yeah.
So if I come and I know that Michael is not confident, Michael's numbers are not good. Michael has done this. We are not going to address all the 3 things in a coaching session. So what are we agreeing? So Michael, what will be a good use of our time today? And Michael says, sales guy, I'm not too confident in selling or meeting people, right? And my numbers are not too good. I'm not too happy with my boss. I don't have a good relationship with my boss. These are about 4 or 5 problem statements. We can't deal with it in the coaching session. Michael, I hope you understand. So the person has given me so many things we can't deal with. In coaching session, we don't deal with all the 4. So I'll come back and say, okay. So I hear you say you're not too confident when you're selling, creating problems with you on your boss. You're not happy with your boss, and your numbers are down. I need to zero down for us to speak on one, focus on one.
Possibly,
so
what is the root cause?
Exactly. Having focus. So it has given me 3 things. I need to be able to work around to make sure that we come and settle on one. To say that, okay, it is maybe my confidence level. Because if his confidence level is well, his numbers will be good, he will be in a good relationship with his boss. So the main teaching issue, on underlining issue, is not being confident. That's what we zero in during coaching session, and we deal with that. That will be the problem.
So sometimes it's really not about, okay, the person is not meeting the numbers. It's
Yeah,
about why is the person not meeting the numbers. And
exactly.
then even you go in and you realize that, oh, okay, the person is not being able to sell. But the
Yeah,
question is that why is the person not being able to sell? And
exactly.
then you realize that, okay, the person finds it difficult approaching people. And you say, no, why is he finding it difficult to approach the people? And
Exactly.
so the problem statement, by my understanding, is that we need to now get to what the core is and then identify that one thing that we see, okay, for this coaching process, this is what we are resolving.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. Now,
Exactly.
now let's look at the last one. And how is this important? Please, we work at Cowbank. We are Cowbank staff. How is sales important? Place important? We just do the coaching in the office. That's where we come to work. 5 o'clock, we all close and we go home. Why is the place critical within this coaching process?
It's important because we need a person to focus. We need a person to be in a very good frame of mind.
Mm,
So you do it in an open space where everybody's passing, people are
mm,
saying out people, whilst we
mm,
need that attention.
mm,
So in coaching, you must tell the person and say, Michael, tomorrow 9 a.m., I want us to have a session together. So
mm,
the person wakes up, the person is prepared for it. You don't
mm.
meet in the corridors and say, let's go and do it. The person
Yeah.
must put or thought together for it. So
Mm-hmm,
the place is very important. And in
mm,
many organizations now, we have like meeting rooms,
mm-hmm,
there's that. Find, if it's even a coffee place, find out you guys are only the two of you. Because
yeah.
it's sensitive conversations that you have. It
Mm,
is very detailed conversations that you have. And we don't want anybody else to start thinking and listening to your conversation. So it's important you just meet at the right place. You schedule the
mm,
place, you come there very quiet. If
mm,
there's water, give the person water to drink, let the person, calm down, and then you start a conversation.
mm,
I have been to conversations, coachings, and the person we start 5 minutes, you end up crying.
mm,
And if you're not ready, we call it off. The
mm,
person must be in a very good space,
mm,
very mentally,
mm,
physically,
mm,
ambience wise, everything is set. So you can have
mm.
very good rapport with the person and
Yeah.
have a conversation. Yeah.
Okay. You know, as we're having this conversation,
Yeah.
and one of the things, if we have time, we would come back to is to address the process again. But as we're having this conversation, I'm sure a lot of us are looking back, are looking around us, are looking within our in organizations, and are saying, "Hey, we don't have this here. We are not doing this here." That's number one. And
Yeah.
for even those who are attempting to do something like coaching within the organization, we're not looking at it from that direction.
Mm.
The way we're selecting the coaches, the way there are no agreements between the coach and the coachee, the way there's no agreement in terms of what set goals that are we hoping to achieve, and drilling down on the problem statement, or setting structures in place for reviewing and evaluating the sales, the coaching process, and all those things. It's not there. Now, how do we build a culture where now everybody would be looking at building these structures within the organization?
Michael, it's intentionality, whether it's
Mm,
intentional. If I know the benefit of coaching, it helps me build it. People
mm,
must now understand the benefits of coaching, and research online can show you the difference of
mm,
a organization that is being coached or not coached, the
yeah,
performance.
mm,
So if HR managers, sales directors, sales leaders, CEOs will now understand that if I spend, normally we cry for the dollar we are spending, we cry for the
mm,
CD we want to put the structures together,
mm,
but it's you triple your revenue, you triple your sales, you get it in folds.
mm,
So clearly, people must understand there's benefits in setting up a coaching organization or a
mm,
coaching program within the
mhm.
organization.
But you know these statistics are out there. Forbes reports that when you build a coaching system within your organization, staff retention goes up by 20%.
Exactly.
And even coaching doesn't really cost money. And even whatever money you spend on coaching, statistics show that you get 300% return on investment when you invest in a coaching program.
Yeah.
So the statistics are all there.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, where do we start? Let's say now we have sent the message out. So you have Albert, Amanda, you have Anani. There are people who are online today that says that, hey, okay, we want to do that. We want to start in the public sector, in my secretariat or in my directorate.
Yeah.
How do we build that culture? What are the things that we can do to help us build and sustain a coaching culture within our environment?
Michael, straightforward will be the people who know it, people who have spent time to learn it, because if we don't practice well, it will collapse.
Yeah.
So it's always important. I mean, I have learned it, you know about it. It's come put my structures together.
So they
We
should look for people like us. That's number one.
Exactly, consultants.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we give you all the structures, all the templates that you need. Take all the trainers, all the coaches through the rudiments of coaching. How is it professionally, so they can also administer it professionally.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are excellent in what they're doing, but they cannot be coaches.
Yeah.
The same way there are some people who are very
They
good.
shouldn't coach anybody at all. Don't try giving them anybody at all. It's a no-no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some people are good writers, they can't speak English. People speak right, they can't write. So the same thing. You might have good experienced person, the guy is just delivering all the numbers. But if he doesn't understand coaching, the process of coaching, it will never work. So best advice, seek professional help to set it up for you. Most HR people think they are coaches or they know how to put it together. It's totally wrong. They don't know how to put it together. Get a professional who's going to school to learn coaching, like myself, like you. We are ready to just build that, that process or structure for you. Then you can implement it. Yeah.
But let's face facts. Not everybody can afford us.
Yeah.
Yes. So what can they do on their own?
Well, I
What
mean,
can they do? Because let me show you something. Let's say Anani is a unit head. He's
right.
only going to suggest it to the organization. Organization may or may not, do that. Paul Asafo is a head. He's going to suggest. They may or may not agree to it. The organization might support it. But Paul believes that a coaching, culture within the sales and marketing department is what would run the numbers for him. It's what would help him build the next generation of salespeople within his organization. Any ideas on what they should do?
2 years ago, I presented on a topic called CX in the boardroom. And the whole idea is based on a research I did, and also brilliant lady Priscilla also brought the topic to see that CX or customer experience is always relegated at the background. You know what I mean? Okay, let's put this marketing, but let's forget about customer experience. But we feel it's the bedrock of the business.
Yeah.
So the CX in the boardroom basically says that let's have that conversation in the boardroom. So coaching for our sales team who are out there must also go into the boardroom. So if, I mean, any of them, their shoes as well, is putting a concept paper together. I mean, if you see any of us help you, put a proper concept paper together, write the benefit out and share. And it's not all projects that will see the day of life. I have done many projects in organizations. Sometimes you leave 10 years later before the project is coming on. But in your hearts, you've done something. So I think they should start by putting documents together and then pushing the agenda that I need a sales coach. I need a coach to manage my people. Because if you don't do that, you keep changing people. The sales people don't meet. You probably implement the 3 strike out, policy. If you don't meet your target first month, second month, the third month, you are out. We've done all that. But at the end of the day, when we started realizing that coaching must unearth some hidden talent, coaching is taking the weak ones to make them high, abilities, people, high performers. We started implementing them and we see it working. It's right engagement with the top for you to be able to have the policy or the program implemented in your organization.
Good. What role does technology play in this?
tech tech is
Now we're talking AI, we're talking about platforms, apps, everything. There's something to help us make it easier, help us go. What role does it play?
tech is good. I'm a tech savvy
Mm,
person, and everybody
mm,
must be tech. Tech is good.
mm,
Tech, more or less, I want to use tech as in data, right? I tell people data is the coach, and I'm the interpreter of the data. So I'm the coach's interpreter.
mm,
So why do I say Michael is not performing? It's not because Michael has a gray hair or he's wearing a
mm,
white shirt, I'm wearing a tie. He's not
mm,
performing.
mm.
It must be data driven.
Yeah.
That Michael, the ratio of call into sign up is
Mm,
25% based on
mm.
trends. By
Yeah.
Michael doing call to sign up for 10%, then I
Mm,
know there's a deficiency there.
mm,
That's
mm,
data you must use data. You must be tech savvy. Have people, now we don't even use Excel sheets. People can go and make, like an app, put the calls they make, calls not the phone calls, but the visits, the number of people they spoke to. How do we change them from the ratio? The ratio must be there and it's based
mm,
on data. The volumes or the value what they are selling. We must have trend and it's all data driven.
mm,
So I don't pick somebody and I expect the person to probably go out within 8 hours and sell 10. What
mm,
is data telling me? You go out
mm,
for 8 hours, you're supposed to sell 25. Data must be the coach and you must interpret the data to the salesperson. So you can't coach in vacuum,
yeah.
especially when it comes to sales organization.
Mm,
You must coach based on some facts that you have.
mm,
You must coach based on trend that you have. Compare. If the guy is not doing what others have done in the past or people have done in the
mm,
past, then we have an issue. But we don't
mm,
assume without using data to say that Michael is not performing. Why should Michael
mm,
have only 100 people on the call? But what is in the past, Michael, we've had 150 people on the call. Why are we having 100? Then we can coach Michael to grow from 100 to 150.
mm,
But if it's the first one, you can't scream if you don't have data.
mm,
So data to the salespeople, to the sales leaders, it's very important. You do analysis of it.
mm.
I happen to coach some group of people, salespeople,
Yeah.
and then their sales leaders are screaming
Mm,
that they are not performing. I was like, hold on. The product they are selling, give me one product sale and the number of minutes we use, hours we use to sell.
mm,
You say, but I can do that. I can use 1 hour to sell. 1 hour. Convince the person, do the product demo and everything, and sell. They say, yes, I can do that. I said, then why are you asking the people to do 25 sales a day? How many hours do we have in a day?
yeah.
You've not factored even the between a sale and the other point. You've not
Yeah.
factored in. So if you don't have data to analyze, so we sat down, we said, let's calculate. We yanked everything to 45 minutes. We say, well, let's assume the guy
Mm,
is selling to somebody at Istanbul. The next minute, he will drive to maybe airport to go and sell. That's another 15 minutes drive.
mm,
Have you factored that into
yeah.
the 8 hours of work before he realized
Mm,
that, he was just screaming for nothing.
mm, mm,
So now the guys are guided and say, look, we
mm,
need you to sell the product within 30 minutes. How
yeah.
do we get them to sell within 30 minutes? The owner of the business is selling within 1 hour. So now the scripts, the training, how to profile the people, we
Mm,
started doing training for all those people, how to profile the customer. It's not every customer you know to talk to. If you
yeah.
ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, you realize the guy is not the right person, you move on.
Mm,
Before you waste 1 hour, 30 minutes and realize that this guy is not the right person. So it's data is the coach. And
mm,
then the coaches will be the interpreters of the data. If
mm,
it's a sales environment, you can't coach in vacuum. So
yeah.
technology is very important.
Mm,
You also, I happen to work with a group of people way back in Tigo. Numbers were not good. And I said, look,
mm,
very simple. Let's get data. Let's put technology in their vehicles, wherever they go. Let me track. And I realized that somebody parks his car 6 hours in a day and just go for one visit and come. I had
mm,
data. So when I called the person and start engaging the person on data, the person
mm,
changed. Numbers
mm,
started improving.
mm.
So data is critical. Technology is very critical to the success of every coaching program.
But let me give a typical problem and then see if we can attempt a solution.
Right.
And this is something that I see, in various organizations that I'm working with. There are some organizations that basically have the software to collect the data. First problem, In most cases, data is not collected at all. The second problem that you realize in most organizations also is that the data that is collected is from end to the beginning and only the end. So for instance, okay, what's the name of the client, blah, blah, blah. So the account information, one. And number two, whether the business has been closed or not. However, within the sales pipeline are the nuances, for instance, researching the customer, for instance, how to approach a customer and how to present a product to a customer, how to handle objections, how to basically close a business, and how to deliver a business and also deliver an after-sales service and solve issues for customers before we even look at how do we ask for referrals. So what you see in most organizations, unfortunately in banking, and I've seen it a lot within the banking space, is that we are measuring, okay, who did you meet? Who is that person? Where does the person work? And then we measure the closing. Yes, how much business did you get from the person? And then we leave these things out. Now, coaching is supposed to be able to resolve these issues. For instance, maybe the problem of the person is that he's unable to convince a client because before they meet the client, they don't research. Or the person's problem is that, the first approach is difficult. So you realize that the processes are stuck at one point and they find it difficult moving to the next stage. Or there are some people, their problem is that they don't understand the product and therefore they are unable to present it more effectively.
Yeah.
But we don't collect this data. That
Yeah.
is if we are collecting at all. And so you would realize that the decision sales leaders are making regarding coaching is guesswork.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm happy that you are tech savvy. Advise the sales leaders that are here. How did they transition into an environment where now they know what data to collect and then they collect the data so that it can help them make those coaching decisions?
Right. Mike, I was in a meeting some few weeks ago, and then we're trying to understand information we need to take from customers on some different projects. And then it got to how the person is paid and which currency the person was being paid in. And I smiled and I said, we need that information because future we might know how to target them with what product or not. Right? Even at the point of rejection, the person says, I will not buy again. We need to understand why the person says no. So you're right and see the entry point and then the end point. How many did you talk to? What that? But there's a big gap. There's a big steps in there. Let me borrow the marketing jargon and say the IDA process, awareness, interest, desire, and action. And each letter of our alphabet, there are many blocks. It comes to awareness. From billboard to newspaper to a human being contact to your address, whatever is there. So you clearly understand how and where the person saw the eyeball or the eyeball catch our attention. The interest level, we must be able to build up and say, what is the interest? And we know that as salespeople, we have stopped selling based on logic. Most people sell based on emotions now, or most customers buy based on emotions. So at what point and what did the, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. We had a bit of a glitch.
Right, wonderful. So at what point, even the interest, what made you interested? At what point what emotion did we trigger before? At what point did the guy make a decision? I work on a project, it's a huge, millions of euros project in Ghana. But when I saw the concept paper and the research, I told them this will fail in the sense that they asked questions based on when the people had money and based on their appetite and a price the product. I told them it's not going to fly because you don't deal with these people. I told them this group of people, they get money in March and they get money in October. So when you ask them question about what price, at that point he's making the decision. There's money in his pocket. If you don't take care, your product will be a seasonal product and you'll never understand. The people say, oh, no, 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 no. And truly happen, they have to back off and leave Ghana. So if they have data to realize that we've asked the question in October, if we ask the same question in a lean season, which is May and June, what would they say? What will be their answer? So it's important that we don't just collect the entry point and the end point, as Michael said, but you'll be able to, at every stage, when the person buys, you must know the reason why he bought and what he's going to use it. That will inform your next repeat sale from the person.
Yeah.
If the person says no, you must understand what the no was for. So that next time you have the right product, you can go back to the same customer that you have. So use data, use technology, a simple, Microsoft Office form or Google form to just get all this information, store it at the back end, have some meeting, a data analytic to just chain and give you percentage of people. We spoke to 10,000, we only got 5,000. These are the reasons why the rest of the 5,000 didn't buy from us. These are the reasons why the 5,000 bought from us. And this 300,000 says this. You should be able to have that data every time as a salesperson. It makes you a very, tough, ready for action salesperson.
Okay, so thank you very much, Stephen. And Stephen, I'm going to come back to you, and I'm going to be asking you, how do we measure sales coaching success? How do we measure whether we are becoming successful or not? What are some of the statistics or indicators that we can use to measure? But before that, my team says that we need to send some exciting news to those who are listening to us currently, and that is to announce that on the 25th and 26th, we are having a training on building and leading sales teams on the 25th to the 26th. And this training will be delivered by my good self. It's my last public training for the year. After that, then I do no other public training. And if you hear you are a sales leader, please scan the QR code. Don't stay out. Scan the QR code. Have a conversation with our team. It's going to be exciting. And I'm ending the year. So I'm talking about sales managers, commercial directors, supervisors, team leads, business development managers, key account managers. If you are in any leadership role within the sales environment, if you're an agency manager, any team manager within, how do you build and lead these teams? And we're going to discuss various areas, including addressing issues of coaching and how do we coach effectively. And I can assure you that in that training we'll look at the process. How do you do it? And if possible, and I'm excited about your participation, then maybe we'll share some tools for you to use for that. But it's going to be on the 25th and 26th. Scan the QR code, go to our website, call the number on the screen, and register yourself, register your team, and join me. I have led sales teams for the past 17 years. 17 years I've led different types of sales teams, and come, let's share practical experience together. And then the second one is what we did today. I'm excited about it. I look tired because we were preparing for this. We were waiting for this, and it is here. And today we launched the National Sales Leaders Conference and Awards. So the 2026 edition, which will come on 17th and 18th June, that is the conference, will come on the 17th and 18th of June, 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. We are excited about it. The launch was packed. The launch was electric. Everybody is excited, and we are beginning the registration now. So please register. Be part of it. Pre-registration comes with massive discounts. So please get on now. Remember that next year, this edition, the upcoming edition, we will be limiting those who would attend specific sessions within the conference. So the sessions will be limited. And therefore, I'm encouraging you to to register now, and then so that we can be able to secure your places. If you want to sponsor us, you want to work with us, there are some of you that I'm expecting you to launch your products at the the National Sales Leaders Conference next year, 2026. We're expecting 2,000 sales leaders and sales professionals at the AICC. Last year, we had 1,401. I don't know where that one came from, but last year we had 1,401 physically present, 500 people online. This year we are looking at 2,000 people physically present, 3,000 people online. It's a brand, it's a movement that you must join. And I'm encouraging all of you, let's spread the message. Let everybody know NSLC 2026 has been launched. And next year, there's one more thing that is exciting, which I need to let you know. Because next year, we are going to have the first ever Maiden National Sales Awards, the first platform in this country that is going to reward salespeople. And today I was telling the people that this is one and the key award that will not be given. This will not be bought. Anybody that receives this award would come out of competence, would come out of their contribution to the environment of sales and marketing. And I'm looking forward to have you. I'm looking forward to host you come June 2026. And Stephen, I'm hoping that this time Cowbank would take full advantage of that. And let me thank our sponsors. We postponed it this year. We went back to our sponsors. We say, hey, this is your money. We want to give your money back to you. And Stephen, you know what happened? They said no, keep it. We believe in the dream, we believe in what you are doing, and we believe in the impact it's going to create. Keep it and count us on in 2026. It was exciting, and I've never been excited, like that before. And today we had some of the sponsors there, Fidelity Bank, Impact Life. They were there, and they are saying that, you know what, we are going to even add more. We're going to be better. The way we are seeing the thing, Charlie, is going to be exciting. So I'm calling on all of you to take advantage of that. I would also want to announce, before I get back to Stephen, that please send your questions. Send your questions. Those of you who sent expectations also, those that we can respond to, I would get Stephen or Chairman to respond to it. But if you have any questions of what we have discussed so far, any questions on sales and coaching, please send them through. And this is a good time for us to now start responding on it. So Chairman, I need you to respond to this question. And then we'll go to questions coming from our participants. So the question is, how do we measure? What are some of the indicators we should look out for when we know that coaching is working within our setup?
Coaching is about performance. Sales coaching is basically performance, and performance is measured from point A to point B. Practically, if the guy is delivering a value of, let's say, 100,000 Ghana cedis, and you spend time to coach, we want to see a nudge up. We want to see a move up in terms of attitude, everything. We want to see whatever you coach the person, there must be a change, and it must be very evident. There has been if the guy has no confidence to speak to customers, so he speaks to about just 5 customers in a day, he might not translate into sales volumes immediately, but you want to see that there's room from 5 to 10 or 15.
Yeah.
So you must be able to understand that is the reason why the problem statement is important. If you don't agree on the problem statement, you will measure wrongly.
Yeah.
Because you're spending energy to coach the guy on confidence. So even asking questions in sales meeting, his presentation skills will probably have to change to gradually earn him that, that confidence to make sure his sales grow. So you don't measure somebody based on his confidence and then immediately you want to see the numbers grow. Whatever you coach him on must be able to shift a needle from point A to B. And then, if the guy cannot present, that's why you coach him. He must have the confidence to present first before we look at chasing the numbers. The underlying issue must be addressed. And that's why coaching, to make sure we get the right, issue or problem statement, and then we'll deal with the problem statement.
Mm. Okay. So thank you very much. And let me go online, and we have my very good brother, Emmanuel Ofori, and he's a very big man, very big man, and he's a director of innovations at the Ministry of Communication and Digital Technology and Innovations. And his matter is very simple.
Yeah.
All the plenty English that you are talking about, how do we apply this approach, effective coaching in the public sector? Is there any difference even?
So there's no difference. And I have a group of coaches. I belong to many coaching, organizations, both in Ghana, internationally, and everything. And one of the key things I spoke on how in I think 2023 till end of 2023 in coaching in the public sector, right? It's just acceptance level. It's just and I'll tell you that majority of the people in the public sector, whatever they do, they know is wrong. You know.
Yes.
But there's no guardrails, there's no, lay down process to say this is what you're supposed to do. So coaching in the public sector is no different from private. Just that the private people are very aggressive to just grab it. You know what I mean? They're punitive just later on if you don't do those things. You know what I mean? The same concept. So we can start gradually. I like new organization, his new ministry. You can start, and then you guys become very different from the many ministries we have in Ghana. That's how it trickle down. It might even start your unit. As for my units, this is what we do. This is what I'm going to coach the people on discipline, on dressing, on how to be prompt at work. If you're able to change your units, it will trickle down, entire ministry will change, and then it becomes a movement, as you rightly said, in the country. So it's just acceptance. It's just we accepting to say that this is what is right, and we'll be able to do it. So my advice to Emmanuel is start in your unit. Put guardrails down and start coaching people into what to do. Let them know the reason why probably they need to come to work early, how their reports must be done on time. All those things you feel that's a problem you want to address, let's get them into coaching. And then move gradually.
So, Mr. Ofori, 4 key areas you want to focus on: person, the process, the problem statement, and the place. That is universal. And then the other thing too you want to look at is the process. And me, I always focus on the process. How are we establishing the objectives? Why is it that, and like what you call the problems, why do we want to coach? And one of the things we said, at the beginning is that it doesn't necessarily have to come from within the organization or your unit. So your unit could be innovations, but the coach for the person you want to support might come from a different unit, a finance, or from HR, or from other places, or it might even come from outside the organization. Maybe in your line of work, where you have to public speaking, and the person lacks that confidence to speak in front of public people. You look for somebody. Oh, Mike, I know that you do this every day. Can you work with this person for me and be able to coach him into resolving this issue that they have? So generally it's open. We talk about, for instance, setting the goals, being able to assess the reality, what can be changed and what cannot be changed. I've always said that there are some people who are untrainable. There's nothing you can do about it. So you don't want to kill yourself at all. Some people hold an alternative view, but for me, I think that resources must be put to good use, especially when resources are scarce and limited. So you want to be able to assess the reality and the needs, and then you set the action plan. And one of the things about the process is agreeing that this is the process we are going to take. This is how many times we are going to meet. This is when we are going to meet. This is where we are going to meet. And when we meet, this is what we are going to discuss. And this is the agreements we are coming to, and this is the respect that we are going to share amongst ourselves, and this is the confidentiality we are going to maintain within this process. So we need to be able to set that and then plan it. And one of the things that I think we've not brought up is that it must end at a point. Coaching is not in perpetuity. It could be just a month coaching, it could be 6 months coaching, it could be a year's coaching, depending on what we are trying to resolve. So we need to be able to set those timeline and move into implementation. But one key thing is that as we implement, assuming it's a 6-month program, we fix into it, let's say, a monthly review process for us to be able to see whether we are on track or not. Let me go to the second message that came from Esther Lavakono. Esther, thank you for being with us, and we're happy that you are here. And Esther said that I am expecting my training skills to be sharpened. Esther, I hope that you've gotten some ideas from our chairman here, and your training skills is sharpened. Anani Atie is with Goodwill Insurance Brokers, Assistant International Relations and Claims Officer. And Anani was looking forward to know how to effectively take along a team of salespersons. Anani, I don't know if I understand, you wanted to coach them en bloc. I don't know if that was the question, but I don't know if we can attempt to respond to Anani's situation. Can we, or we have to take them one by one, or can we do it en bloc?
Yeah, you can do what I call a deal clinic. So the deal clinic is I normally would pick a very difficult situation or scenario. So we address it together and the people see. So we have team coaching and we have individual coaching. So team coaching will come. That's where we don't share secrets. We don't share very, private stuff, but we share general challenges we face. And then we find solution on how we can address it. So the coach sits back and listen to people. Michael says, look, I have it difficult speaking to female clients.
Just with the caveat, I will not say that, but this is an example before.
Okay, Steve.
This is your example where we'll create some impressions, so I can speak, but
Okay,
but go on, my brother.
We use like some of the Ken says, I can't speak to female clients when I meet them, and then probably turn to Ken and say, Ken, what do you think? What's your skill? How do you implement? And then Ken, oh, this is what I do. This is how I put myself together, or I prepare myself to meet the person. Oh, I find it difficult when I get to see the MDs. I don't know where to start from. Then somebody else comes. So the coach become a moderator of that conversation. So it's more or less like peer learning. That's how we can do group coaching. Or as I said, we can have what we call the deal clinic. A deal that failed. Let's put on the chopping board. We all discussed what can we do next session, what can we do first, next time, how do we come in? Then we pick a deal that was very successful. What are the success areas? And then everybody will learn. So you can have a group coaching with such a style that I love to do.
Yes, Anani, I hope that you were listening, because one of the things that he was saying is that the approach to individual is a bit different from the approach to a team, coaching, and you get personal with the individual, but when it comes to the team, you address the issues and provide the solutions. And me, I always start with what went right, what went right, what went wrong. And then how do we move it from one end to the other? And then we all share experiences and then take decisions on the way forward. But we have a message from Adewale Adeshina and Stephen. This is from Nigeria. He's the corporate services manager. He's a very good friend of mine, and he works with the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. And Adeshina said that my expectation is to be able to learn the strategic approach to impacting the next generation. Adeshina, I hope that you have learned something that would help you impact the next generation. I have Abdullahi Musa, and Abdullahi Musa says that in most business owners in Ghana and Africa, they say, I think I'll restrict that sees coaching as an expensive enterprise, not willing to invest in coaching. Employees are hired to achieve targets, and businesses are not training institutions or university. What do you say about this? This one, You're on your own.
100%. I mean, it's a very difficult terrain. It's a really
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah,
Michael, I do what you do. We do trainings and stuff, and
yeah.
everybody don't want an invoice. They want training to
Mm,
happen. They don't want an invoice because they see training to be very difficult,
mm,
expensive. Oh,
yeah,
come and talk to my people for me. Come and talk to my people for me. Or can you get a day to come and show them how to do? No, it's training. And
mm,
it's high time people need to appreciate that if you really invest the right training or coaching
mm,
or sales programs, there's
mm,
benefits to it. You
mm,
know what I mean? That's the reason why
mm,
we keep churning the people out day in and day out.
mm,
It's a training institution, but when you invest in them, they bring profitability. So, Abdullah, this is one of the key things we all want to push. And some of these programs, I want to believe there are CEOs, there are MDs on the call who will understand that it's not expensive. In the
mm.
long run, it's cheaper, more beneficial in training people or getting coaches to come and coach your sales organization for you.
No, but you see, the statistics are very clear because the statistics say that when you coach your team, every 100 CD you put in, you get 300 CDs back when you put them on a coaching program. I don't know if you see some of the interesting things is even when they even want to pay, but they say, "Oh, just do 1 hour." How and then I did a training and they said 2 days, and then they wanted to cover 9 major areas. How do you capture all that in
They're
two
just ticking
days?
the box. They're ticking the box.
Yes. So Abdullah, I also agree with you, but it is actually time that we understand this whole environment of capacity building, environment of coaching and mentoring, and building our people up and getting them to the next generation. And for us as MGA Consulting, it's one of the things that is dear to us. One of the things we'll be launching before the end of the year is the MGA mentorship program. Well, for instance, so this webinars, Stephen Essien and chairman and his people are happy to come and sit with us for free, and then we deliver it to you for free. And one of the things is that every single participant gets a certificate, which they can use. We are happy to impact, and we understand the environment of capacity building and touching the next generation. So MGA, for instance, and please send a message across. Probably by the end of this month, we'll be out there on everywhere on social media. We're selecting 20 out of school youth. So you must have finished your first degree, finished your national service, and you are unemployed. We want to take 20 of them, take them through a 3 months intensive program and find jobs for all 20. And the first cohort is going to start in January next year. And one of the things we have decided to do is that every member of our of the program, the mentorship program, every member, we are personally going to be liable to find jobs for these people and place them within organization. But we are talking about people who have passion, people who want to be salespeople, people who are ready to learn, and people who are ready to build a career for themselves. And we're going to resource them. And MG is bearing the cost 100%. 100%. Just that we'll be looking for people like Stephen Essien to come in and take some of them up and mentor them and coach them, and so that we can turn them out into the system. And hopefully, Cowbank will say that we like that product you have turned out, and therefore we want them to come and work, for us. Now, there's Abdullah Musa also who says that KPI are dynamic. So how do you sustain the outcomes of coaching in organizations? And when do you win the coachee from the coaching process?
So the coaching process is more or less like a project. That's the reason why we have a problem statement. We need to address one. It's a project. You can't have coaching forever and ever. As long as I've coached before even the banking industry, I coached one of the big banks and it's for 9 months. Had about 8 people to coach for 9 months. And we could see progress. We addressed every session had what we need to talk about and gradually all form together to see the move. So Abdullah, it's not a forever project. It's a program that runs maximum 1 year. We must see progress. Michael said it, that it's not everybody who is trainable. You know what I mean? Life is a stage. I keep saying that life is a stage. It's not everybody who can act, who can be in drama. Some people can do action, they cannot do comedy. So some areas don't fit people. So we need to get there. It's not everybody who fits into a place. Coaching might not change the person. At that point, you have HR conversation and decide on what to do with the person, right? But the key one for me is the question they asked about KPIs. Yes, they are very dynamic, you know, but we have an agreement. We have an agreement, a coaching agreement on what we need to address.
Yeah.
So when we address it, it becomes like a KPI for you. So your sales KPIs, man, shouldn't be your coaching KPIs.
Yeah.
Your sales KPIs are different KPIs you're chasing. So your sales KPIs might not have you doing your core report after every visit, or preparing a dashboard before you go, or spending time to prepare your acts, as in putting data together, mapping your route plan for the whole week. Your sales KPIs might not have that, but your coaching KPIs might have that. And say, going forward, I need to prepare well. So Monday morning, I'm going to plot my week, or Friday evening, I'll plot the following week, my calls that I'll visit, or my visit, and call everybody and book appointment and log them in the system before I do. It might be a coaching KPI, but not a sales KPI. So this is how we need to play the KPIs, Abdullah.
Okay, thank you very much. I've just been reminded that we have only 4 minutes. So please forgive me. I'm going to jump some few ones because there are some questions that are direct to you. For instance, the question is very simple. Please ask Chairman Essien when the next stage is accepting mentees. This is a direct question. When? We are interested in when. When are you accepting mentees?
Stage is ST, normal stage. So it's an acronym of me and my friends. So S is Steven, T is Tara Square, who works with EcoBank. The A is NP, who works with Vodafone in Luxembourg. The G is Gift, who just left AU. She works with AU. And then we have the E, who is another sales guru, a chief operations, a chief sales director for a big organization in Africa. So that's friends that we've worked together with a combined experience over 80 years, 90 years combined experience. So we pick people to just mentor them, young leaders. So I think normally we do it in January. So we're yet to speak about our next cohort. We still have some few people under our belts that we are, coaching. It's been 1 year now. So come January, we'll probably open up to accept very young executives into the coaching.
So just as information to Abeta, you have five coaches and mentees for the MGA program. I hope you took the names. We're going after them, and they are coming to work with us. There are a number of questions, but Beza has been consistent on the platform every single month. So I cannot end without taking a question from Beta. But let me just. There are 3 questions. And I want us to take the middle one. How do you handle sales representative who is talented but not consistent? So she asked 3 questions. I want us to take one. Yes.
Who is talented but not consistent?
Yes. How do we handle such a person?
So we have a clear problem statement of consistency.
Yeah.
How do we guide the person to be consistent? Such a person, you just change your lifestyle and how you coach people, or manage him to be a micromanager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Micromanage him now. Consistency is a problem. So constantly be on his tails. Constantly make sure that you are engaging him to keep the consistency that you have. We are helpers. We help the people to succeed. So once you've identified and say, this guy, consistency is a problem, you become a tax master with him consistently to ensure that he's living what he's supposed to deliver for you. And better.
Yeah, better. But let me just issue a caveat. We are not saying that go and start micromanaging him. We are saying that go through the process, sit down with the person, identify what the issues are, agree on the way forward, agree on the process, agree on the evaluation criteria, agree on the time in which you people are going to work with this, agree, how long you're going to micromanage and you're going to get in the space. The person must be comfortable that you are coming to help micromanage. So you go through all the process. I just needed to do a caveat. Other than that, better we'll go tomorrow and then we'll start micromanaging. Still, the process must continue. And then we have also another person, Irene. Irene also is consistent every month. And I think that it's also fair to take at least the last question from her. She also comes in with 2 questions, but let me see which one we should do. Let's look at the second one. Irene is saying that with remote and hybrid sales becoming the norm, how do you ensure coaching remains personalized and effective across distributed teams when they are not here, when they are, the faces where? How do you do that?
So before coming back home to pick my new role that I'm in, I work in an organization where I have an oversight over 13 countries. You can't be everywhere. This is where technology comes in. So we do coaching in Zoom, we do coaching on Teams, we do coaching on Google Meet. One of the big organizations, Visa, MasterCard, I do some coaching, sometimes for them. And I have coaches across the country, across. So it's not every time. Sometimes it's 4 hours difference, but we meet and then we take notes. We take notes of whatever. Sometimes the sessions are recorded. We each play back. The coachee will play back. As me as a coach, I'll play back, listen, get understanding of what we discuss. So no matter that, it's not compulsory, it must be physical. Just if I'm a coach and I'm going to coach someone like Michael, my environment is quiet, is well prepared. Michael knows that we are meeting at 9. Michael shouldn't be on the phone and working in the market for coaching. It's not going to work. So Michael must have a space where it's quiet, nobody's disturbing him, so that he focuses on me, I focus on him for that 30 minutes. So you can do it anyhow, everywhere, but just that you must agree on the time and the person must be prepared. I've gone to coaching sessions and I look at Bakuchi, the person is not ready and I'll cancel it. The person is on coaching and then watching his back and telling people, keep quiet. I'll just tell you that, okay, I know you're not in a good space. When you have a good space, let's plan for next week and we'll move on. Because I need 100% concentration. Because I will give 100% concentration. So that's what you need to plan and make sure that these things are factored into your coaching when you have teams across the country.
Okay. Time is fast, Spence. I think we are 3 minutes, into our time. So let me take your last words. What do you have for all of us in empowering our sales team to excel through effective coaching? What do you have for us?
So my last words, I keep saying that data is the coach and we are interpreters. So you must be very much involved if you want to be a very good sales coach and making sure that you're coaching your team into high performance. Make sure you have data, you have understanding. You do not take full charge and put emotions. When you have data, emotions are limited, are eliminated. You do not put emotions in coaching. You do not put emotions in trying to unearth performance from somebody. That's the reason why you don't coach your own brother, your own son, your wife. You don't coach them because there are too many emotions involved. All that you need to do is use data, agree on where you're going from point A to point B. Don't coach in vacuum. Leave the coaching, the two of you agreeing where you should land. That's what I'm doing, and I'm expected to do this. And I try to write about coaching sometimes. So if you're here, you can follow me on LinkedIn, Stephen Essien. Once in a while, I write about coaching experiences or coachings that I've done for people to read online. But I believe that it's high time we start putting coaching as a center of performance, management. It's not just let's do the review, we'll put you on PIP, and then you move. PIPs don't work. Let's find out from performance review. That's what you do. You role play and then you repeat before we go to PIP. So these are the things I'll leave the team with. Michael.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know your time. I know how busy you are, and thank you for accepting to come share this knowledge with us. For those who are interested in coaching, please Stephen Essien is there. If your organization is looking to get a coach, Stephen Essien is there. Please go to him. MJ Consulting, obviously, we are also here to provide that support for you. And you know, God, all that we can say is God bless you. We would be coming to your office. The team would be visiting you to say a proper thank you for coming onto this platform. But let me announce to our general, those who are online, that it's going to be exciting next month as we enter into Christmas. Next month, we are going to have our webinar series on the 17th of December. On the 17th of December, as usual, from 3 p.m. to 4:30. And guess what the topic is? We are going to have financial discipline for the festive season. We'll be looking at financial discipline for the festive season. And note this, how do we celebrate Christmas without starting January broke? And it's going to be exciting. Obviously, we are going to bring an exciting, well-educated, financial disciplined person, and he will be taking us through how do we get through this Christmas and don't start January broke. So thank you very much. Alberta, if you are there, I would hand over to you, and bye-bye to everybody, and see you next month. Alberta.
Okay. Finally, we are done, and it's been a wonderful discussion. Thank you very much to Mr. Stephen Essien, popularly called Chairman Essien, and to my very own CEO, Mr. Michael Abiu. We've taken a lot of notes from what you have discussed today. But what I realized, and Chairman said, even a coach needs a coach. So everybody needs a coach. That's why we are there as MGA Consulting Ghana Limited, to coach and move you through the journey and streamline everything for you in your organization. And then I'm excited to let you know that we have 10% discount for everyone on this platform here if you register for our next training happening this month. And that is our last public training as MGA Consulting Ghana Limited. And it's happening from 25th to 26th November 2025. If you want to be part of this training, you call the number 0244 5241 0244 524129, or you scan the QR code and register to be part of us. But if you are on this platform, you have 10% discount. When you call, just tell me that, oh, I was on the webinar series, and then that is all. You have your discount already. So we will be having a lot of you at our next public training at Crystal Palm Hotel. And a very big thank you to everyone for joining us today. Most of you have been consistent from day one, and definitely there will be rewards. So stay tuned. We will be rewarding our loyal participants of MGA Dialogue series in the coming months. So we say a very big thank you for joining us. We know that this has been very impactful, and then just as we see you apply other topics you learn here in your organization and yourself, you're going to do same for this. Once again, thank you for joining us, and have a very good evening.